Well, good evening. It's Thursday, July 2nd. And tonight is Genesis chapter 22 and 23. So, chapter 22, God tests Abraham's faith. And he tells Abraham to take Isaac to Moriah and to offer him as a burnt offering on a specific mountaintop. Now, for a parent to offer a child as an offering is not unheard of in the ancient world. I mean, they found children's bodies in the Inca Mountains, and in some place I think the Mayans had that, and other places. To sacrifice your child was a high honor, and for the child to be the sacrifice was a high honor. So it's kind of freaky. I'm not quite sure where my eyesight is when I'm doing this. Um, Now, Abraham was okay, and he said okay, and that morning he saddled up his donkey, took two young men plus Isaac, and some wood for offering, and headed to the mountains. And it took him like 3 days to get there. And he left the donkey with the two men and took Isaac, Isaac up to the mountaintop and made Isaac carry the wood on his back. And Isaac said, "Well, where's the lamb, Father?" And Abraham said that God would provide that lamb. So Abraham built an altar, placed the wood around it, and then bound Isaac and put him on top of the altar. And then he took out his knife to kill Isaac. And suddenly an angel said, "Stop!" Said, "I see you fear God." And Abraham looked up and he saw a ram caught in the thickets. So he went and got the ram, because the angel was like, "Don't sacrifice Isaac." And so Abraham went and got the ram and killed it and sacrificed sacrificed it. He cut it. There's a ritual way of killing the animal, and then cutting it and draining the blood and then putting it up on the altar. I don't know all the steps. I think I've heard them in the past, but I don't remember what they were. So the angel of the Lord once again said that Abraham's descendants will be blessed because Abraham is so obedient and because of his faith. So Isaac and Abraham went back to the young men. They went back to Beersheba and dwelt there for a while. And at the very last couple verses is the family of Nahor, which was Abraham's brother. So Abraham had two brothers. The one, Haran, who was the father of Lot, died young. And then there's Nahor. I'm probably saying it completely wrong, but there's a list. Nahor had like 12 sons by wives and concubines. And Terah is their father. And the reason why this is here, you find out in the next chapter or two, is that Nahor, he had a wife like Abraham had Sarah, and then Abraham had Hagar and some other concubines, and that were like wives but not sub-wives, whatever. And the same thing with Nahor. And Nahor's wife had 8 sons, and one of the sons is the father of Rebecca. So chapter 23, Sarah dies at the age of 127. So that makes Abraham 137 and Isaac 27? Yeah, 27. So she died in the land of Canaan, and Abraham went and asked the sons of Heth if he could bury Sarah? And they said, yeah, sure, you can bury her in our burial grounds and whatever. And Abraham chose a cave, and I'm not going to try to pronounce these words, which was owned by Ephraim, who was a Hittite and the Philistines. And there was also a field attached, but he went and he said he went to the townspeople. He went to the like the head men around there and asked if he could, when he asked if he could bury Sarah, and then he told them that, you know, I'd like that cave, the son of Ephraim's, the Hittite, and I will pay full price. Well, they got Ephraim, and Ephraim said, oh no, you can have the cave, no problem. So Abraham said, okay, I'll buy the field then. How much is the field worth? Tell me, you know. And the guy said, oh, 400 shekels of gold or silver, which is kind of expensive. And Abraham paid him in full. So, and he did it in front of these, the men of that area. And so it was like a legal contract. And he did that because now that land belonged to him and to his sons and to his son's son, so that he legally had that piece of land there in Canaan that God had promised him, you know, the whole land. Now he actually legally owns this bit of land. This is actually his. So his descendants can come back to it at any time unless they sell it. So that was pretty smart of Abraham to do that. So Sarah was buried in the cave. And that's it for chapter 23. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Hit the like button if you enjoy my videos. Talk to you again soon.